Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Knights of the Turntable. This is episode 35, and with me, I have Richard Bailey.
What's up, viewers and listeners?
You gotta excuse that camera quality. He had to downgrade a little bit over there.
Yeah, this is the power of PC. This is why, I don't be messing with PC. My Mac is in the shop, but we're still here.
Hey, you better start hating on PC. This PC strong right here with the
Yeah,
HD.
you look like Denzel on a set with bad lighting right now. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right.
Word. I also have Jehovah.
Yo, feels good to be back.
Word. Speaking of being back, we've got Dom. Dom G.
You didn't kick me off the show. I'm here.
Look, if Joe's still here, everybody welcome back. If anybody get kicked
I've been
off,
kicked off the
Joe's going
show
first.
more times than they threw Jazz out the house on Fresh Prince.
Word. And also we have our guest Michael A in the house, Mr. Hated Greatness.
How are you guys doing out there in podcast land, I suppose? Is that accurate? I'm not sure. How's everyone doing?
Word. Let's go ahead and start it off with what everybody has been listening to. Rich actually has some choice words about some stuff, so we're gonna let him go first.
Okay, so now I've been hearing about this all week from Joe talking about, hey man, that future is fire, son. That Meek Mill is fire, son.
He paraphrased me.
I'm not a fan of neither one of these artists. Now, listen, I understand if you want to, do a little aggressive, a little turned up for the people, but I just cannot connect with this music. So I guess I am an old head, as was said on this show many times, because I like the conscious rap. I like the good rap. I'm not saying that Meek Mill and Future are not good. They're good for others.
I'll say it for you. They're really bad. Like, you
Oh,
should
yeah,
be listening.
thank
Calm
you.
down.
Well, there you go. There you go. You take all burden off me. So, with all due respect, for those that are fans, they can check out the albums. I don't know, and it's too much of it. The one song with Chris Brown, especially, I thought to myself, what the hell is Chris Brown doing on a song about relationships? Relationship. So that right there tells me, no, I don't want to hear this trash. After I heard that. Aside from that, I had to listen to good stuff after I heard all that bad stuff. Of course, I heard some more Kendrick. I heard some of Common when Common used to be good and not, catering to what the media wants. Also heard some Mos Def before he changed his name, and A Tribe Called Quest. That's about it.
Word up. How about you, Michael A?
Actually, it was funny. Right before being on here, I was talking to my roommate about music, and I didn't know we both had like similar taste in music. And he played me some Flying Lotus, Captain Murphy. I didn't know that dude rapped. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know at all. And like, he legitimately rapped. Like, he played me the track where with him and Earl Sweatshirt on the same track. And then I just went and listened at the whole album. So that was dope. Outside of that, been listening to Risey K. Like, he's just, like, I guess you can call him a YouTube or SoundCloud producer, but he put out a new project this week, so I've been listening to that. It's actually really good. He's like, his beats are amazing, so I'll listen to anything he basically puts out. Honestly, in terms of like established quote unquote artists, I guess more Lupe, more Joey Badass, and keeping it simple. That Odyssey album, I finally sat down to get that listen. I need to get into that Slum Village album you were telling me about.
Yes.
I have not gave that a listen yet, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. I listened to something else this week that was really good.
Did you listen to King Los?
No, I didn't, because I looked at that. I looked at the features, and I'll be honest. Like, I looked at the artists he had on there, and I judged him, and I didn't listen to him. So that happened. But I don't remember who I did listen to. There was someone else I listened to that was really good this week. I'll remember it later.
Word up, word up. That Odyssey is dope. The long fight is pretty legit. I need to give it a few more spins as well.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I just remembered the new Sky Zoo project.
Yeah.
I still need to
That
listen to that.
that was amazing. Jesus, that man Sky Zoo's so underrated, man. God, sorry, but that's it.
Word. Jehovah.
Dirty Sprite 2 next Friday. Future. That's not the only thing. That's Blow a Bag was like the one song that I have been listening to on repeat. But I listened to that Meek album at the gym, and I was putting this in the group meet that we all were all in and stuff. And And like that album is like perfect for the gym. That Meek album is like super solid for the gym. Jury's still out for like when you're not working out though. I listened to Kendrick's album in full again because I hadn't had a chance to run it back for a while, so I listened to that. And it gets better with each play. Starlito Introversion, and have you guys heard the Cha Cha song by Drum?
Yeah, I have.
Yes! Oh my god, that song is so fire.
Yeah, I think I was out like at some kind of function and I heard it for the first time and I was like, at first I was apprehensive, but it's catchy as shit. I couldn't even be mad.
Oh, and the summer barbecue playlist that dropped on the Koalition.com. So I've been listening to that a little bit too.
Word. Dom G.
I've been listening to 4 songs on Meek Mill's album.
Meek Mill.
Just 4. Just 4.
One of them, the one with Future.
Of course. That's probably the one I listen to the most because I want to know what the hell he's saying. So that
we gotta figure it out. It's gonna take a few listens.
It's gonna take me a long time. Like just when I think I have it, I'm like, no, that's not it. Wale, the album about nothing. The Black Album. Of course by Jay-Z, and that's kind of it. I've been working a lot, and so like I'm super behind on music stuff. I would say so. Like that's probably about it recently.
Gotcha. Okay. I need to go back and listen to that Wale myself because I did enjoy it. Not Odyssey. I listened to King Los. I listened to like half of it. I actually couldn't get through it because the stuff I've heard from King Los freestyling wise is not what's on the album. Like it's really strange that he took the approach that he took on there. You have to listen to it to kind of get an idea, but I don't know. I'll finish it eventually to get a good listen. But honestly, I've been listening to 2 things: Joe Hova's playlist and DJ Jazzy Jeff and Mick Boogie's Summertime 6 because that dropped too. So like both of those have been.
When did that drop? What the hell?
Yeah, that dropped last week.
Yeah,
it dropped this week.
Well, I need to go listen to that. And I won't be listening to anything Jehovah suggests, honestly, because he's mentioned and Meek Mill.
That's fine.
Positive light. So I'll just be honest. That's not happening.
You could play Joe's mixtape next to the Jazzy Jeff mixtape, and you wouldn't even be able to tell who made it, other than the scratches not being there. He got some old school.
I don't.
Well, hey, you the one missing out. So
yeah, if I gotta miss out on Meek Mill, that's a miss.
Meek Mill's not on the damn playlist. They ain't nowhere near the playlist.
Nope.
I don't trust
it. It's all old school stuff.
Listen, it's Weak Mill.
Old school. Okay, I'll give it a try then. All right.
What are you saying, Rich?
I said his name is Weak Mill, not Meek Mill. Remember that.
Really, Rich?
That's
We're
right.
doing that now.
Yeah, we have to.
I don't know how all y'all haven't said that you heard the Meek album because he yells so much that you should have already heard it.
You should be hearing it right now, right?
I hear it off in the distance.
Oh my goodness, it was. Well, I did listen to that, the opening few songs on there. I listened to it to get to the Chris Brown song. So I heard the Future song and it was cool. I didn't like the intro. Basically, I didn't like anything other than,
Twitter said the intro was 5 flame emojis, and so I was like, okay. And I listened to it, I was like, what the hell is this? Isn't 5 flame emojis?
No, it was horrible.
I was like, what?
He usually does some pretty solid intros.
He was saying, and it's all. We posted this on the Koalition.com earlier this week, but he was on the Breakfast Club, and he said that he didn't want to be known as that guy who just has fire intros. Like he didn't want to be like that guy.
So he made a garbage one. So he
didn't make a garbage one per se, but he just didn't want to be that guy that's like, oh, he's only known for his intros.
Hey, I want to say I did watch that interview as well. I didn't know him and Joe Budden, they got a little beef going on.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But how can you beat, like, why would he do that? Like, he knows that he's not going to beat Joe Budden in rapping, right? Like, he'll lose when it comes to rapping.
Joe Budden said the same thing.
Yeah.
Basically told that man he wasn't built for a rap.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, God didn't put him on earth to rap. So why are you going against someone that God did put on earth to rap. Like you cannot beat him at what God destined him to do. Like you're gonna lose it. You better rap about your money.
But it's because Budden's corny. Like when he's not rapping, he's corny. Like
that is true.
Wait,
I mean, aren't both of them corny? I thought both of them were corny.
Wait,
that's also true.
Hold on a second. So you said that God put Joe Budden on this earth to rap?
He put him on this earth to pump it up, Rich.
Okay, on that note, let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, see, now here's the problem. Why you gotta bring up Pump It Up, right? Like, why we gotta talk about that? Not he's a man, right? We're all imperfect. Not everything can be a gem. He's batting about 300. That's amazing for an MLB hitter, okay? I'm not saying that he's the best. I'm just saying in comparison to, like, Meek Mills, nah.
I think
Joe Budden is only famous for the relationships that he himself publicizes. That's it. That's my.
What is Meek Mills famous for right now?
Say what?
What is Meek Mills famous for right now?
Hey, because he with Nicki Minaj. That's why.
I mean,
and he's got the number one album.
Well, that doesn't mean much in today's world. You can have the number one rap album selling 50 albums. What I'm saying is, you got two corny dudes who do the same thing, except one raps better than the other. What's the point?
Well, I'll just say this as my last comment on this topic. If that's the number one album now, this is a very sad time to be a hip hop fan.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, this actually reminds me of something that's not on the topic list, but I feel like we should at least mention it. But let's talk about Troy Ave and Tyga's albums, both going hard cardboard. Tyga sold like 7,000.
No, like he did. I feel like his first week numbers was like 22, is what I saw. 2,200.
2,200.
2,200.
I mean,
I said 7,000 and I overshot his fucking album.
Troy Ave sold more, and Troy Ave is technically still indie. So Troy Ave made money off of his album.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Does Troy own an avenue?
Damn it, Rich.
Come on, Rich.
Yeah.
You can't say stuff like that out loud, man. You can't say that out loud.
Let me say this real quick.
Oh God.
As far as you said Tyga took a lot of L's this week, so
no.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you said he went cardboard. I thought you were going to say he went hardwood this week, but I mean, that's discussion. I'm just saying, in terms of sales, that's all I was saying. But we can move on,
Oh my goodness! Did anybody on this show buy a Tyga or a Troy Ave album?
The fuck? Hell no,
bro.
Why?
Bro, I got more important things to buy with my money, like milk.
Yeah, like what? YG and Future? Like I don't hear that from you.
Oh, you gonna stop hating on YG and Future because they are not Troy Ave and Tyga.
Not at all.
They all look the same to me. I sound like a racist, I'm aware, but they all look and sound the same to me. So I disagree. But yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this next topic. So your boy Chief Keef has pretty much been ghost for quite a while, but he jumped back on the scene with a new single that paid homage to a friend of his that passed away last year in the extremely turbulent and violent streets of Chicago. And then the nature of the birth of that song came to light, and apparently he signed a deal with some Greek company called Film On. Well, rather, it's owned by a Greek billionaire. It's not necessarily a Greek company, but this Greek billionaire signed him to his label. I guess it's a label because it's a streaming service too, though. Film On, and did a song. So Dom, I know you read up on that. What were your thoughts on that particular partnership?
I think, in my opinion, it seems really random, and I think my first thought was like, what's the underlying reason why this guy decided to sign him, knowing that it's like a streaming company or potentially a film company. Like, does he have a particular interest in learning more about what's happening in Chicago, making a film out of that, making money that way? Because I don't think anybody really cares about Chief Keef anymore. Like when you posed a topic, I was like, huh? I thought when he fell off, he was gonna be gone. And then I heard 5 seconds of this new song, and it sounds very different. and it doesn't sound good different. Like the old stuff, you could rock with if it played. Like, you know, I'll move around a bit to it, but this was like, what is he doing? And I think the article I read talked about like Chief Keef is maturing and trying to like mature his music. I don't know. I don't know about it.
Yeah, like I saw that part too, and I can respect that in the fact that he's trying to do better.
Yeah.
But it's very pop. And he's singing in auto tune and stuff, and it's just like it's so bad.
Whoa! Time out. Flag on the field. Did I hear singing?
Yeah,
he's singing
over auto tune. Yes.
Why would he think that's a good idea? Like what? Why?
Because the Greek billionaire who gave him some money probably told him,
"Hey, you need to do this kind of song," and I'm like, "Okay," because like when I read the article before I listened to the song, and you know they're talking about all this stuff, trying to mature him, get him out of the violence and out of it personally, and have him speak more on it and bring light to it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool," but then I listened to it, and I'm like, "This is a pretty terrible way to go about it." Yeah, it's so bad, and like the crazy thing, like you look at the video and you could tell they put money into this. They really believed in it, and they thought this would go somewhere, and then oh my goodness, he started singing, and I was like, wow. And it's also weird because he sings, but you still have the Chief Keef ad libs going on during this song.
No.
No, okay. Well, this is a problem. I don't think people come to this. Like, those aren't ad libs. That's just Chief. That's how he speaks. So, like, I mean, have you ever seen a Chief Keef interview? There's ad libs.
I actually haven't.
Like, there's ad libs in his interviews. Those aren't ad libs. That's his speech. That's how he talks. I'm not making this up. He actually talks like that.
Well,
like, he'll just interrupt himself and say random sounds and then go back to speaking. It's pretty bad. But. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know. I got nothing.
You got no opinion on that?
I can't even.
That's I don't know. Like, I'm in the arena with Dom. Like, I figured when Keef was done, when Interscope dropped him, you know, he might have like a career like Soulja Boy. Like, you know, he's popular on the internet. He could drop a tape, and you know, it's gonna do a whole bunch of stuff, and he can live off of, touring and stuff for, the people who really liked his music and stuff. But it's, it's kind of weird that a company invested this much money into him when he doesn't really have too much mainstream success to begin with, outside of like, because I mean, the biggest song that he has was that Don't Like, and it was the remix that was the successful part about it, with Kanye and Pusha and, all them and stuff.
Yeah, and the song itself alienates the fans that he had at this point too, because it's nothing like what the music that he was doing before. So it's like you alienate the people that were still listening to him, and you're not gonna captivate the pop people because this just does not execute in that arena. So Dom kind of hinted at it. You got to kind of question what this guy's motives really are ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
So. I don't know. Rich, any thoughts?
Yeah, I do have some thoughts, actually. I am familiar with this artist, for those that may think, oh, you don't know who this guy is. No, I'm very familiar with who he is, because we actually parodied one of his songs on this site. We did a little soundtrack not too long ago. Much, much better version, I would say, than the actual Well, let me go ahead and say this. Okay, listen. When I heard that song, I Don't Like, I was being brainwashed because he was telling me you shouldn't like this song, and he was right. I didn't like it. It was garbage. So now hearing this deal, it's good. It's good to hear that he's, he got himself another little deal. But what I learned from this experience is I did hear a little bit of this song that you guys are talking about, and what I learned is that whenever people are going through any emotional struggles or they lose somebody, they just probably shouldn't do music at all, because Ass Up Rocky, his album.
Wait, what?
Wait, excuse me? Excuse me? Who is this, a new artist? This is a new artist?
Listen, that's what I refer to him. That's how I refer to his to this artist. But yeah,
I don't know who that is, Rich. I'm confused.
His last album was all over the place. Granted that there was the death of Yam, so I think that influenced some of the things that he decided to talk about on the album. Some serious stuff, which is good, and then some stuff is like all over the place. But in my personal opinion, if you can't do a good tribute song correctly, then you probably shouldn't do it at all. So I don't know. I wish him luck with the new venture, but I definitely will not be supporting or listening to any music he does from here on out. So.
Word. Y'all echoed everything that I thought about it ultimately, and it's a strange situation. Like, just like you said, I wish him well in his venture. I'm glad he's able to have another revenue stream coming in. I'm concerned about what kind of creative freedom he gave up with signing such a deal. He's pretty much. It seems like he's just going to be at their whim to whatever they want him to do. He's going to have to jump and go ahead and do it. But
technically, I don't know if he's like actually signed to Gucci's label or whatever, but technically he's still kind of like under Gucci Mane. So I don't know how that plays out or how that will play out.
Basically, his life is ruined already. Is what you're talking.
Not really. That's the thing though. Gucci's like a good he has a good musical talent.
Yeah, Gucci actually knows how to sustain as well.
But is he like a good role model? Is what I'm saying. Is he a good businessman? Those are concerns. Is what I'm saying basically. I think he's pretty much doomed. And I mean, I wish him the best. I'm from Chicago. I don't want to see another Chicago native do poorly. I'll be honest. I haven't listened or watched the video or listened to the song. There's not enough money in the world to make me listen to Chief Keef. I'm just not doing that to myself. But what I'm saying is, if they're trying to get him to do something new, I'm trying to think of something positive to say. I'll be honest, and I can't because it's Chief Keef. So I give up. I'm done. I'm not even gonna do this. It's bad because you guys said that the new sound sucks. So what is there really to say? Like he went from bad to worse, essentially.
Honestly, I feel like he did go from bad to I feel like he went from bad to worse.
Well, there you have it. That's the judgment. I say we move on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But let's go ahead and jump into this next topic. With all of the new streaming services, which I guess this film on thing is, we're starting to get to a point that closely resembles frustrations with the gaming community as well, where you have this streaming service has this exclusive album, this one has an exclusive music video, and this other one has an exclusive single or whatever. There's a couple examples. Drake's Energy video was on the iTunes Music. Yeah, Apple Music, the new Apple Music thing. We had Lil Wayne's album drop on Tidal. And Joe also made the observation before the show, even though they have these exclusive deals, you wait a little bit under 24 hours, you're going to be able to watch it on whatever you want at this point.
But if you got some, that's my girlfriend, she, because Beyonce debuted something on Tidal, what was it, a month ago or so, her and Nicki Minaj, and, she said she saw it on Tumblr, 30 minutes later.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So just wanted to get everybody's perspective on these exclusive deals in the streaming services and find out what everybody is subscribed to and what do they think. And has anyone tried Apple Music yet? And what do they think of that? Rich, you don't have your Mac right now, but...
no. But I got something to say about this. Where I stand on this, you're talking about with music and you're talking about with games. I would just say just wait until the content is readily available everywhere. Let me give you a perfect example. A game that just released, Batman Arkham Knight, where they made it a priority, which says if you pre-order the DLC at GameStop, you're going to get the Red Hook DLC story stuff. Then about a couple weeks after that, WB comes out and says, hey, if you buy the season pass, you'll get that stuff for free anyway. So now that I know this information, why the hell would I pre-order the game when I can just get the season pass and get the stuff later at a cheaper price? So, I mean, going back to music, I think it's all a matter of, it depends how bad you want something and how high the demand is. But I will personally just wait until it is available on whether it's Spotify or whatever I use, instead of trying to get a service specifically to listen to it, because to me it wouldn't be worth it otherwise.
As a person who runs a website, like a music website, and I get premieres from artists every now and then and stuff, I understand it. I understand the point of having like exclusive content, but in this day and age, nothing is it's only exclusive for so long. Like we were just talking about, like it's only exclusive for maybe you maybe got an hour, maybe 2 hours or so with music before somebody rips it and uploads it to something else. So I mean, I understand like the whole point of like having exclusive content for these streaming services, but it's only exclusive for so long. So I can wait on stuff. Like I can wait. Like I mean, I wait to listen to albums anyway because Twitter ruins stuff for me. Like I don't want to be influenced by like, oh, somebody said, oh, this album's awesome, and then I don't like it, or vice versa. So I mean, I wait on stuff to begin with.
Oh, it looks like Dom had something to say.
Yeah. So I don't really jump on things for the like exclusive. But I realized that there were so many different streaming services. I was like, am I missing out on something? I got the like Amazon like TV streaming stick or whatever a couple weeks ago, and of course they want me to get Amazon Prime, and I'm like, I don't shop that much. I'm not ordering that much, but like let me check out the music streamer because if that's worth it, then I mean it's a little bit less than what I pay for Spotify, so let me check it out. And I ended up comparing Amazon streaming with Tidal and Apple Music and Spotify, and was like, I'll just keep what I have because I think what Joe said is right. Like, I'm willing to wait a little bit for a video. Like, I don't really care about videos, drop it, and then I have to watch it with the entire TL because that definitely ruins it for me. There's albums I won't listen to, and I didn't listen to Meek Mill right away because everybody said it was great, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a lie.
This is a smart woman. This is a very smart woman right here. Yes, I applaud you. Thank you. We need more of her and less of Joe. That's what I'm saying. She is a woman of class and taste. Is what I'm saying.
She wants to go to war with Joe.
But at the same time, like if a video is dropping at midnight, I'm old and washed and sleep, so I don't really care about that midnight exclusive. I'm not gonna see it at midnight anyway, and I'm not staying up late to watch it. And so, like, if those are the only benefits, and knowing that I didn't even realize the Drake video was exclusive. Like, somebody mentioned it to me, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll go on YouTube and watch it tomorrow. And then I did. I was like, YouTube. I didn't know that there was, like, some special way I was supposed to get access to it. So it almost seems like a waste. And if people are, like, hyping themselves up on what they think is exclusive and, like, not taking 10 minutes to realize it's going to be on Tumblr, in the morning or on Spotify in 2 days or on YouTube in the next 5 minutes, then I don't see how successful like trying to market exclusivity of these like streaming services to people. They're gonna catch on pretty soon. It's not gonna be worth the money that they're asking you to pay every month. So I'll stick with Spotify, and YouTube is free. And I'll be good.
True.
Word, Michael A.
I can't really want to say this. I actually kind of agree with what Joe said earlier. Like, it makes sense feasibly for them to do this. Like, I mean, if you're trying to start a music streaming service of any sort, music or videos, you want to have something that differentiates you or helps you stand out from the competition. And the market's starting to get crowded. You know what I mean? There's lots of people there, and they're all competing with YouTube that basically does all this stuff for free. For now, at least. We all know that's probably not going to last. So, yeah, it makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is to do exclusivity with music videos. Why? Why not do that with actual music? Like, I'm sure they do for a while, but I'd actually have it where you can get the album here a month early. You know what I mean? Something like that. I wouldn't do it with a music video because, in all honesty, I don't remember the last time a music video impacted me or my decision to buy an album. Yeah, I can't remember the last time. Like, it just doesn't really impact me that much. And then, like, even what you guys listed earlier, like, oh, Drake's exclusive to Tidal or whatever. I was like, well, that's another reason for me not to get Tidal. Thank you very much. I'll avoid them. And then you said, like, Lil Wayne's album dropped there. Like, well, I'm not getting, like, I'm by not having these services, you know, I mean, that's not the main reason why. Obviously, I don't really see the point of streaming music yet. It's not worth it to me. I still support artists by buying the actual albums when they're good. But it's not enough. Like, there's no incentive for someone like me. Like, if I like music, I'll buy the album. I'll take the risk of listening to what's been leaked and versus via singles or heck. I know this is gonna sound bad, but I mean that's the benefit of piracy. I can listen to the album if it's good, I go buy it. If it's bad, I throw that shit in the recycling bin. You see all those pictures where someone's album comes out and it's that picture of, are you sure you want to recycle so and so? Yeah, that's me. You know, I can download that and it's like, oh, this is a hot ass mess, and I immediately delete it. You know what I mean? So like that's me. To me, streaming doesn't really offer a benefit like that yet. But I mean, I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to get to a point where it's like, yeah, you want to hear this. And I mean, I see it coming. Like we already saw some kind of I mean, it wasn't with streaming, but it was mainly with Samsung for like Jay-Z's album, where like the first couple million people got to get it free if they had that right phone or something. And I was one of them, and I was like, I listened to that album once, and I was like, should have just bought an iPhone because this is a really, really bad album. But I mean, it was cool that they did that, I suppose. So I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have features like that, and they're gonna bring that to streaming, and it'll make it worthwhile. But for now, yeah, I think right now it's kind of just a minor inconvenience to the fans. Yeah. That's all it really is.
That's ultimately how I feel it shapes up. It's a minor inconvenience to the people that are actually seeking out this content. Like to you know, oh, Drake's video dropped, I'm gonna go look at it. Oh, this site just got freaking slammed because they posted something that's exclusive to Apple Music, so their site's down and you gotta go find an Apple link for it. And I may sound a little sour about that because something like that similar happened to the Koalition because we posted one of the albums that came out that we didn't know. Nobody knew that Lil Wayne's album was exclusive to Tidal. Like nothing happened in hip hop news to be like, hey, Lil Wayne is exclusive to Tidal for this particular album. But
and that's the thing is that I was on Spotify listening to, I think I was listening to the Carter earlier today.
And
it's on there, and that album just dropped last week, and it's already on Spotify. So why even do it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
And you're not asking the right question. Here's the right question: why are we listening to the Carter? That's the right question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I mean, you already hate my taste in music, so why even question it?
Well, no. Apparently, you like some old school joints too. You know, so there's potential. I see potential. Is what I'm saying. So I have to question now. You know,
this is gonna have to be a versus episode on the Koalition with Joe versus Mike. We're gonna have to set that up. The rumble in the hip hop jungle. But to key in on something that Mike said, music videos haven't impacted him in any way in a while, which is probably very true for a lot of people. Now, our main topic at the end of the show, you're gonna have to stick around for the end of it, but the main topic is going to be about the resurgence of music videos. We're going to talk about a few of them, like Drake's video. We're going to talk about, I'm going to mention a couple of Joey Badass's videos, Big Sean's video that he dropped during the BET Awards. But another one of those videos that is quite impactful is Kendrick Lamar's video for All Right, which it's a very, very positive song. On the album itself, it comes in right after a song that speaks heavily on depression, and All Right it still carries that theme, but trying to come out of that dark place that people get into with depression. So also at the BET Awards, he performed that song in a very artistic set piece, because you know all of the flack with the police and all these deaths and the Black Lives Matter movement and things like that. But Fox News, no fucking surprise, decided to go at Kendrick saying that his approach with that live performance hurt the forward progress of relationships between police officers and black people. And that was the most far-fetched shit I've ever seen. But did anyone else get the opportunity to either watch that particular Fox News clip or hear Kendrick's response? Joe?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Oh my god, like they basically had a round table, kind of like what we're doing right now, and they played the clip, they played and we hate po-po, and you know that line, and Kendrick's on top of a cop car rhyming this, and it's like all vandalized and stuff, and so it fits the song perfectly. But here's the problem, is that they don't understand hip-hop. they're all old in their 40s, 50s white people who don't understand hip-hop, and they don't understand the message that came with the song. And so they're sitting there critiquing it without having any understanding. I'm pretty sure Geraldo Rivera is like 75 years old and has not once listened to a hip-hop song that wasn't by fucking MC Hammer. I'm pretty sure. So
pretty accurate. I believe you. I co-sign.
So I'm just, and I'm sitting there. I'm watching it with my girlfriend, and we're both like kind of baffled, and we got angry at the end of it. And we started yelling about it because we were so pissed off about but I mean, it shouldn't surprise anybody. It's Fox News. It shouldn't surprise anybody.
Exactly, Dom.
I haven't gotten to see it, and I won't. Probably won't watch it because if it had Joe that upset, at least the news clip, then I already know I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm not surprised that one, that's just what the media does. When you're trying to spin, a certain angle or incite a certain emotion in people, you are gonna take bits and pieces of something you don't understand and push it out, and people still watch Fox News and are looking for, I think, any way to say that, there's no reason for black people to be upset about lives being lost by police because blank. And so finding Kendrick Lamar, who they know a lot of people in general like, and trying to blame hip-hop for, it seems like, let's blame hip-hop for the riots. And, ooh, look, here's a guy that we can point to because all the black people, in America watched the BET Hip Hop Awards, and look what he did. But Joe is right. That's not the point of the song. I don't think it's encouraging anybody to go and riot. At the same time, I am going to riot if I feel like it. About something like that. But I think it's ridiculous to create a whole news story and a round table discussion about something you actually really don't get.
Here's what I told my girlfriend. I told her, it's kind of paraphrased, but I said, I don't feel comfortable around police, and I never have. So I can only imagine what somebody who's a different ethnicity than me feels like when they're around police. And that's what Kendrick's expressing with that. And we hate Po-Po. That's all.
I think for me, I think that's one of the reasons that was one of the first songs that I knew immediately that I liked. Because recently, in the last year, I've had interesting run-ins with the police where I've done absolutely nothing and have not known what to do. And growing up, I didn't have that many run-ins, but then I lived in St. Louis, and you get pulled over for just being you in the car, not doing anything wrong. And those weren't too scary, shocking but not scary. And now, I literally tremble when they just want to tell me my tail light's out or whatever. And so I think if you don't understand that piece, you won't understand why people hate the police. Or if you haven't had someone in your family lose their life, or children lose their life for being kids or not doing anything wrong. And that was in the police's hands. That's why people hate the police, and rightfully so. I just think though, at on a very basic level, if you don't get it, you're gonna look at that video and be like, look what he's telling the entire world to do. Guess what's gonna happen for the rest of the summer? We're gonna keep getting police cars vandalized, and out of all the riots, there might have been 3 police cars across the country vandalized. 3 cars, maybe 3 stores. Who gives a shit? They're gonna get the cars fixed or get a new one. They're gonna fix these stores, but we can't bring back the lives. And so if you miss that, you won't really understand the point of what Kendrick's talking about in that particular song, or all the issues he's talking about in the album. And I don't think Fox News is ever gonna get that. So.
No, they definitely won't, and they don't want to. They don't want to learn.
Yeah.
And actually, because there had to be somebody, when all that shit was going down, somebody in that building knew the actual context of that song and everything that was going on. But that's ridiculous. But Mike, you have an opinion?
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch the performance because I don't watch anything on BET because why? But, I mean, I know the song, so, I mean, I understand the context of it. But, I mean, I can't believe I say this. Technically, they're right in that he isn't trying, but I mean, it's not the way they're trying to. Basically, what I'm saying is this: with that line, with that performance, essentially, the message that's coming from it, he's not really trying to improve the relationship between black people and the police, but that he doesn't have to. It's already fractured. He's stating that it's fractured. He's explaining that it's fractured. That in itself doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it better either. But what he's saying is that he's essentially saying there's a problem. To fix a problem, you have to get to a point where you say that there's a problem. We still don't even have that. Like, there's still people in this country that deny, even with empirical data, that blacks are treated differently by the police than everyone else. That black men are specifically targeted by the police. Like, there are people who deny these things. And I've never understood that, why it's denied when you see it, when, like, all you have to do is ask someone of color and they'll tell you. Like, why are we denying that this is true? Why is Fox News denying it? Like, it's not going to hurt you if you're on Fox News television in any way. But I don't even think it has anything to do with them understanding the music, really, because they don't like Kendrick. I could have told you they don't like Kendrick when, like, I mean, without knowing who even said it. First of all, didn't that one dude who you mentioned, didn't he used to like have like a reality television show or something? He's on Fox News now?
Geraldo, he was like a really big investigative reporter, like when we were kids.
So he has the ability to investigate, but doesn't understand why Kendrick said that. He didn't investigate. He didn't investigate any of the dead black men in the country and none of that, or the black girls being put in full Nelsons by cops for just being at parties. He didn't investigate none of that, but he had the power to go ahead and say that this is. You see, this is what I mean. It's like this is what I guess a lot of news outlets do. It's not just Fox. Everyone does that. They'll say something that's technically true, but they won't explain why what they're saying is true is being said. Like, yes, what he's saying is not going to foster the relationship between blacks and the police, but he's not trying to do that. He's simply saying that black people hate the police because of what's happened to them at the hands of the police. That's essentially what he's saying. That's not hard to say. Anybody, regardless of your love of hip-hop, is going to understand a message if you're black or you know someone that's black, or perhaps even if you're another minority that has issue. Hell, like Joe said, I know other white people, like my boy Jeremy is white, like full-on, like legit, he's 100% German white, and he hates the police more than I do. I don't get it, but he hates them. So it's like a lot of people just don't like the police for different reasons, but like it's especially linked to us. And I mean, I don't want to repeat what everyone else has said because what they said is true. It's just I don't understand that. Like, why is it that? I mean, even if you don't like what he's saying or you don't like him, like all he said was something that's true, and instead of just letting that rock, you had to attack that. And then also, what the hell is Fox News doing watching BET? Am I the only one that's completely alarmed by it?
Great question.
Very good question. Yep, there you go.
In what world does that make sense? Like, why is that happening? But
that's like Don Lemon watching BET, and we know he doesn't do that either. So
that's true.
I saw an interview of this black woman just go at Don Lemon, and I felt sorry for him because this woman tore him apart. She tore his masculinity apart. That man, she basically said you're not black. And like she said, you have no color, so you're not even white. She just went at him, and it was just like, but it was on a basis that like basically what she was saying is like she tried to look up to him because like she was a black woman trying to get into journalism and whatnot as well, and like she saw him as someone that maybe she could look up to as a respectable example of a black person in the media. And what she ended up realizing is that he's someone, in her opinion, that doesn't really identify as black, that doesn't seem to try and represent black people at all. He's only in it for himself. And it's not even that he's trying to appease white people. It's just that she sees him as someone that like only thinks about himself and thus doesn't really see that he has a platform where he could be helping and representing millions of people that are oppressed, and he just chooses to not do it. And honestly, like that kind of hit me because I'm like, shoot, that could be people could say something about something like that stature about me because honestly, I don't really go about my day thinking about the fact that I have the color skin I have or whatnot. I kind of try and just focus on who I am as a person and what I can do. So it was just interesting to see that. But I guess that's kind of a rough tangent. It's just I'm still blown away by the fact that Fox News was watching BET. And I don't watch BET. Like, think about it. We live in a world where Fox News will watch the BET Music Awards, and me, an African man, like literally from Nigeria, I've not watched BET since they had Rhapsody and like that one very beautiful Jamaican woman that would show the world and show people the sights. That was the last time I watched BET. That shit was like 15 years ago, I think. That woman was gorgeous. I don't care anybody says. That was it. So like, I don't watch BET and Fox News does. What is going on with the world?
Must have been a slow news day for him.
That's exactly
they must have had nothing left to do. Like,
that's exactly what it was.
Richard Bailey, you want to go ahead and jump in?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and say this. I cannot say it any more eloquently than Joe, Dom, and Mike A have already said it. BET, listen, I'm glad that Kendrick won the award, because he did win the award as well. That's good. But in terms of this whole thing with Fox, I'm not surprised by this move. You asked the question, can they ever understand? Well, to quote a Kendrick song and properly edit it in its place, oh, no, they can't. Oh, no, they can't. So, no, they don't understand. They never can understand. Here's what I say, though. Just to play off of what Joe said about them not understanding Kendrick or any of this other stuff, this album dropped in March. Where was the criticism about this album at that point? They wait until this guy does a performance. And then they could come out and say, oh, yeah, he said this, he said that, They don't get it. And then on top of that, what kind of response did you think was going to happen after all these events that have been happening over the span of the last year, a little bit over a year and a half? All the deaths, all the stuff going on with cops and blacks and the hostile environment. So you're saying that as an artist, Kendrick cannot express that? That makes absolutely no kind of sense. Because, again, he's making music a form of expression to say how he feels about a certain subject matter. So for you to criticize that and say, oh, yeah, well, he's saying the wrong stuff, I mean, I just don't get that. But, again, it's Fox.
True.
Again, the last thing I will say, yes, it is Fox. And if you still want more perspective on trying to understand Fox, well, you can't be surprised. Because this is the exact same network that still has on that horrible show called Gotham. So I am not the least bit surprised of anything that they do. So it is what it is.
Wait, they didn't cancel Gotham yet? How's that show still on?
They confirmed that the Joker is going to be in the next season.
Yes.
There's a next season.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, before we get off on the tangent. Co-sign everything that everybody has said. And there's not really much I can add to it because y'all pretty much said everything I could think of. But one thing I do want to point out, like we've mentioned the context of the song a couple times.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to go that far. Like this is how you know Fox is full of shit. Just on the part where they're talking about, and we hate Popo, you can go just a few seconds before or a few seconds after and have a better context of what he's saying. And the fact, and what it rounds down to is he's saying that regardless of the police killing black people, we gonna be all right.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking point of what he's saying. But they don't touch on that at all. Matter of fact, Kendrick touched on that himself in his response. But like that, it's ridiculous that we have all of these situations going on. We have an artist like Kendrick Lamar that actually draws the ire from both sides of the equation. There are people that are, at the forefront of Black Lives Matter that don't like the approach that Kendrick has taken, where he has a more peaceful stance and is more about bettering himself, as opposed to attacking the establishment directly. And when that person being Kendrick Lamar drops a song that is positive, we have a Fox News come out and try to demonize that fucking positive message because of one minuscule line that they can pull out of it while he's standing on top of a cop car at a performance. Like, that shit, it boggles the mind that they would go to that extent to try to demonize and make a person, like Joe said, like a pivotal person in hip-hop into like a bad figure or something. Like it's ridiculous the lengths that they go. And they didn't just mention this shit, they had a roundtable discussion about it. Like they seriously invested time in a time slot on their show to make this a fucking issue.
Well,
And
I mean, sorry, I was just gonna say, I mean, You brought up a good point too about the fact that Kendrick has gotten it from both sides. Like he's gotten it from the Fox News side, and the people that are. I'm not even gonna outright call Fox News racist. And I know people are gonna think, "Oh, you're crazy." But I honestly don't think they're racist. I think they're just greedy. I think they represent the faction of people that care more about money than anything else, even other people's lives.
Well, no.
And the reason I think that's important to say is because while that's mostly gonna be white people, that's not only white people, but that's a tangent. The main reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because it's interesting that he also got it from like the Black Lives Matter side, and I think it just goes to show that like whenever you have the extreme of anything, like there's just going to be negativity there. Like I don't know how anyone could go at Kendrick Lamar and Lamar, and say he's not doing enough. Like his music, like whether or not you're a fan of him, his music is always conscious. It's pretty much always a message. Even in like the fun or like party kind of music, like he'll have lines or even verses where he's talking about real things. Like, I mean, I'm not even the biggest Kendrick fan, but I respect him because he can rap and because his music has substance to it. So it's like the fact that anyone would even go at him and say he's not doing enough, to me, is problematic. Like I don't even know what he would do in the situation. He's literally in a lose-lose.
And see, that's the problem with that is that people expect him, is because he does have a message in his music, they expect him to be out and marching. And they expect him to be doing more when he's just an artist.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not saying artists can't do more, but I'm saying he's doing more than most artists are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's not even just him. Like him, J. Cole. Like there's a group of artists that are actually saying things and they're living it. They're being about it. Like so because you're expecting them to rock a daishiki and be out there, in the front line. Like no, they don't need to do that. They're actually impacting more people doing what they're doing in music.
By doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Yep. And it's like people were finding anything they like. Wasn't there some campaign where people were mad at him because they found out that his wife wasn't dark?
Yeah.
It's like, why does that even matter?
Yeah,
but his wife is mixed race, but she's partially African American. But because she's not dark enough, he was like a sellout. I'm sitting there losing my mind. Like you people are ignorant. Like this is stupid. Like where it's like you have a movement that you're trying to attack people for oppressing you, and you're oppressing yourselves. You're attacking yourselves. You're attacking someone that's trying to uplift you. I don't understand. Like I don't see how this is going to be. I don't see how there's going to be a positive end of all of this if people who are trying to do the right thing are getting attacked by other people claim they're also trying to do the right thing because they're not doing the right thing the right way. Like what does that even mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just kind of
to spin off into a subtext in that whole conversation. First off, I'll say that before the album came out, I was one of the people that had a little bit of an issue with some of the stuff Kendrick was saying, but only because of the conversations that I have when it comes to these situations. Where if I try to bring up situations I've run into with police officers or people around me, everybody jumps on this whole "you need to better yourself" situation, and I'm like, when people do that, it's super frustrating. So Kendrick had little portions of that in his music, but once I got the full context of it and actually understood what he was saying, I had a lot more respect for what he was doing. And one of the things that he's doing now, he has a sneaker deal. He's been involved with Reebok for a while, but this is his first actual shoe deal with them. And he's using it as a platform to unite gangs, which we had an instance in Baltimore when all of that stuff went down, where the gangs united to help to get the kids to where they needed to be. When all the schools were shut down, they actually went out there and guided them and made sure that they were where they needed to be and protected them out in their community, which originally that's what these gangs were for. But that's a topic for another day. But so that was them uniting, and Kendrick is using his shoe deal to incite that again, where he has these white shoes. One has blue insoles with blue on the back. The other has red insoles with red on the black. And they both have neutral on them at some point on there. I haven't looked into them in detail. But I think that's incredible because, you know, just like we just said, people say that he's not doing enough. But as an artist, he is definitely doing more than other people in his position are doing at this point when it concerns the community that they're a part of. But Rich, if you want to start it off, what's your opinion on the shoe deal that he has?
Well, actually, come back to me.
Okay, all right, Joe.
I think it's great. I think it's great that he's, you know, trying to do this and he's trying to take a stand and, you know, use his platform to, you know, better. Like, I mean, it's like he does with his music. All Right's a single on the radio. I heard it on the way back from the gym when I was like driving home. Like, he's using his platform for the betterment of, you know, people and I mean for himself too. But I don't know if I'm gonna buy the shoes because they're blue and they're red and that's not gonna match anything I wear.
Word. Michael A.
How about you buy him for the message, Joe? No, I'm joking. But no, I agree. I mean, I can't. There are artists who I will keep nameless that had abilities to do this and more. They're more established than Kendrick, and they're bigger pop culture impacts than Kendrick is. Not because they're better than him, because they're not, but more because they've been in the game longer. And these artists, instead of doing something positive for the struggle, for the people, period, for their fans, decided to release all-white T-shirts and charge you hundreds of dollars for them, or release sneakers that look like sandals that Moses wore and charge hundreds of dollars for them. And like, there's no message to any of this closing or message to any of the pricing. They just do it because they can and they like money. They'll say that that's not why. They'll say it's because they're an artist or they're trying to show their fashion sense and get into the fashion world, but it's really because they like money and attention. Then you have someone like Kendrick. But at the same point in time, even with Kendrick doing all of this, it's still not enough. So it's like, I don't even know if I can even sit here and make fun of the other artists for doing what he did when Kendrick did what he's doing and he's being told it's not enough or he's not doing it the right way. What's the point? If you see where I'm going? Like, honestly, I can't think of anything bad at all with the idea with the shoes and uniting people. Like, Kendrick's not the first. It's ironic when people, because it's like more and more people try and bring this link between Kendrick and Tupac, the more things like that are funny. They released like this phone conversation Tupac was having with some associate, I believe, that was working on the biography of him or something like that. And Tupac was essentially going into this idea about using the gangs to unite the community because there's strength there. It's just strength that has no order. So he's like, we need to unite these gangs. We need to unite them and realize that basically they're fighting and killing themselves over trivial things, ironically, like the shoes they're wearing or the color of their shirts. Like, these people are supposed to be defenders and upholders of the community. They're supposed to be originally created to protect the children of the community, to, you know, make sure things go well, to protect the women and children in the community. And they seem to have lost their way. And it's kind of ironic that someone like Kendrick is taking steps to kind of see that come to fruition. And I'm all for it because, like I said, like, I understand why gangs exist. I don't like how they exist now, and I've had my run-ins with them, but I understand that they're supposed to be a positive force, and we're starting to see that happen because, like you said, when the things in Baltimore went down, they were able to actually unite because of a common threat that affected all of them. We need that happening more often, and we need people encouraging that to happen because there's too many black men killing themselves over things that really don't matter. Like, you shouldn't be killing someone because they live 2 blocks away from you or because they have shoes that you like and want. Like, that's not it. Like, we need to inform themselves that, like, their lives are worth more than something material like that. They don't seem to know that. And Kendrick's doing something about it. I have nothing but respect for him, honestly. Like, we need that right now. We need more Kendricks and J. Cole's and rap. And I'm not just saying in terms of musically. I'm talking about in terms of artists that are doing things like walking the walk in terms of what they're saying. Artists like Most Def, who's like taking stances on things and then doing things to kind of follow that stance. Like, it's easy to just say something. It's literally really difficult to, you know, say something that you actually believe and actually are doing. So my hat's off to Kendrick. I got nothing but props for him for it.
Word up. How about you, Rich?
All right, let me just say this real quick. That was some very good descriptions. Michael A. I like your answer, but I would be very curious to know who these others are that aren't doing anything, because you left that little teaser in there. But we're not
You
going to
don't
get
need
into
to know.
that right now.
Yeah, you
We're
don't
not
need to
gonna
know
get
that.
into that. Yeah. Let me just say this. Yeah, I'm glad to see. Listen, I'm very glad to see all that Kendrick is doing. With the music is awesome. The sneaker deal is definitely a big deal. Um, all the stuff he did, even up to the fact that there were kids that were being taught some of the stuff that he was singing about. He visited a couple of schools in California, that type of deal. So he is making an impact, and I definitely agree that we need more artists to do that because they are acknowledging that they are role models and they want others to be influenced by something, because a lot of kids these days, unfortunately, they grow up, they don't have both parents in their lives. That some of the boys grow up, they don't have a father figure to look up to because the father left or for whatever reason. So you definitely need some type of guidance or some type of rules that some certain things you can be taught. While Kendrick's album, it is a little dark with some of the themes. A lot of that stuff, is very real and to the point and very direct as far as the messages that he has out there and the lessons of what can go wrong if you don't decide to do the right thing. So I think that basically all that he's doing now is just trying to educate people and move them along the path. So.
Word up, ghost on it. Once again, y'all hit it on every note that I could even come close to, and I'm gonna buy the shoes. Even if I don't know if I'll ever wear them, I'm gonna buy them to support them because I've bought more expensive things of lesser importance. So why not invest in something that I feel needs to be heard. So I'm definitely going to put the money where my mouth is in this particular situation. And the shoes don't look that bad to me. I'll find a way to make a match with something. That's straight. But let's go ahead and jump into the final topic before we set everything down. The All Right video is out, which is one of the better videos I've seen in quite a while. And if you see on Twitter or a lot of these social networks, you can kind of feel a resurgence in the quality of music videos. One person that they don't mention that I actually have to give a lot of respect to is Joey Badass, because we have the Kendrick videos are dope, the J. Cole videos are dope. Big Sean and his music video that he dropped that was emulating Martin Lawrence TV show was super dope. And Drake's Energy video, which we'll talk about that's there, but also Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels and Joey Badass both have been putting some really outstanding music videos out there.
Yes, I agree.
And they're like super, socially conscious. The songs are badass themselves, but the concepts and how they put them together and how they're shot, they're really, really good. So I'm definitely not gonna take them out of the equation when talking about the resurgence. If anything, they may have started it, honestly. So how do y'all feel about the music videos that y'all have been seeing lately? We'll start with you, Rich, because I know you follow the Joey Badass stuff, because you love that album.
Oh yeah, man, Joey Badass has had some great videos. I like videos in which they're trying to tell a story. He's had a lot of that in his most recent videos, as well as, of course, Kendrick, the All Right, and then he had, of course, a little extra song in there at the very beginning. That was awesome. Still waiting for that track, but stuff like that where it's delivering a message and it's great visuals, all good stuff. And then, of course, another one which I've always talked about on this show, Tyler's video for Fucking Young. That video is just the visuals, everything, and the subject matter.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
So that's just like I said. I like they're putting more of an effort into actually telling a story and getting the message across. So I got a lot of respect for it. I'm glad to see it all in motion like that.
All right. How about you, Joel?
It's really cool to see this resurgence because I remember when I was a kid, like there was always the to be continued videos, and like half of them never worked to be continued in the next one. But it was always cool to see like that story. Like they made the track and they based the video around the track and they told the story with it, and it was like it was always really cool to see that stuff. And then we got into the age of just like the rappers in front of the camera in the studio, or the white screen or whatever, and that that's boring. I've always said since I run a website, like if I come across a video that's like super creative, like I will post it. But if you're giving me a video of you just rhyming in front of like a green screen, I'm deleting that thing. Like, it needs to be, people need to step the bar up. And I think with the mainstream artists doing it now, I think a lot of the indie artists will start doing it too. Which, don't get me wrong, a lot of indie artists are very creative with their videos because they have to be. Because if not, people aren't going to watch them. But, you know, like Rich said, Tyler's always had good videos. Like, if you remember the Yonkers video, like, the Yonkers video was awesome. And that's, like, what made me really start listening to him was his Yonkers video. And then Kendrick's All Right video is good. The Big Sean one with Martin, that's fantastic. Drake's, it mocks everything that in pop culture in the last year and a half, 2 years. So it's just really fun to see this, you know, resurgence of the music videos. And I think it'll be something that that'll make people like pay attention a little bit more.
Word up. Mike Lee.
Honestly, I was gonna say a video people kind of forgot was the Earl Sweatshirt video for that. I'm trying to remember the name of the song. Oh my God!
Grief.
Yes, Grief. Thank you. That video was really
that
cool
one was great.
That was a really cool video to me. But as I say that, honestly, music videos don't really have much of an impact for me anymore. And I think it's just for me, it was like when I was younger, I didn't have the funds to go out and get the music I liked. So like the radio and music videos were always like a source of music for me. And then I think it didn't help that we went through that shiny suit era where like everybody, where P. Diddy was all in everybody's videos wearing shiny suits dancing over and over again. I was like, yeah, I don't really need to see this anymore. Like, the last video I remember from him was like that video, and honestly, it's partially because everything about that song "Victory" broke my heart. Because that song "Victory" was amazing to me. I was like, "Oh my God, Puffy's got bars. He's ripping." And then somebody told me that Biggie wrote all those verses, and it just broke my heart. Like I just also seeing, and then seeing like Busta and like just wearing like feathers and not rapping was it was all very heartbreaking for me. So like from that point on, it was just like music videos didn't really offer much for me, and it's not even just in hip hop. Like even in other genres of music, like. I listen to rock. I listen to like dubstep and dance and all that. And the same thing kind of happened for them too. Like music videos they just kind of fell off. Yeah, they just didn't have the importance that they had anymore. Or maybe they were aimed at a different demographic that I'm not a part of. I'm not really sure. But for me, it was just like it's just not important. And even now, I look at music videos. It's like Joe said, rappers just either standing in front of a green screen or they go rent cars and chicks and they rap while the cars and chicks are around. And it's like you've literally made the same video that this dude before you made. You're just in a different city and maybe not even in the same city. It's like why am I watching this? And the other stuff that I'm seeing is go ahead, sorry.
The only video that I really still like that does that is the still tipping video.
No, sorry, I can't rock with you at all there. I can't. I'm trying to think of an example of one of those Crave videos that I like, but I don't think there is one. Maybe one that I used to see on like BET Uncut back in the day when I actually watched that crap.
Oh yeah, I watched all that too. It's very stuff on that.
Yeah, very. Honestly, I'm ashamed because that stuff was horrible and it was not good for me. That's probably why my mom didn't want me watching it. But I mean, yeah, music videos just don't have any impact for anymore. So even though like they're getting better now, like. The video for Grief was cool, but like I already heard the song. I already knew the song was legit. The video just, I guess, added to it. It wasn't as if like if I hadn't seen. I don't think that video would have made me say, "Oh, I need to go get this album," you know what I mean, or go listen to that track. And I'm thinking this. It's not even that the videos are bad. Maybe maybe I'm so out of tune with appreciating music videos that I just can't go back to that now.
I think that's the thing. I don't think you're out of tune because like I'm the same way. Like I don't really care for music videos. Like the last time that I really cared about music videos was. I was probably like 23 or 24, and in my hometown they had they mixed the music based on like they had the videos on the screens, like they had TVs in this club that we had, and that was like the last time I really cared about like seeing music videos because I was seeing it when I was drunk, and it was the songs that I liked when I was drunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, music videos I just don't feel like they really play that big of a part in today's society.
That's true. That's true. And then I mean, look at how they're consumed.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Look at how they're consumed at this point. We don't have like a set, TV network that we're gonna have these things running.
I was just about to say that. MTV. I don't think they show music at all on that channel anymore. I think they actually officially changed the meaning of MTV. I don't think the M stands for music anymore. I'm not making this up. I think they did that.
They got MTV Jams, but I mean, you have to have like the special cable packages to get MTV Jams. So
It's crazy.
And y'all know what BT is. Like, we don't need it's 2015 version of the minstrel show. So we're not going to see music videos there either. So I mean, like, I don't know. Is VH1 still a thing? I don't know. I mean, they used to show some good rock, alternative rock videos, but
they're all the same company. They're all they're all by Viacom. So it's all the same
owns
shit.
them now. So it's all the same crap where it's like reality television shows and drama. That's about it. So it's like, yeah, that's probably part of it. People primarily watch music videos on like YouTube and stuff like that. So it's like maybe that's why people didn't really. I don't know. It's kind. I mean, now that I think about it, it's kind of depressing because that's another avenue for our artistry to express itself. Especially where like we're seeing concept art albums coming out from a few artists, and like people like even Donald Glover's because of the internet. He had some really interesting music videos. Now that I think about it, actually, his music videos were really, really, really in depth, and they were linked to the album, to the project. It's like it's another layer to the project that you only can get for the music video. But like we're not going to see that as much anymore. That's the only way they can survive is that if it's done concept wise, because those Gambino videos were awesome to play into the fact of because of the internet album. Yep.
That's true. That actually is a good example. Gambino's videos are awesome. I kind of lost the connection for a second, but did y'all hear about the people that have been trying to tie those videos together?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculously crazy the stuff that people have been coming up with, and how there's this whole alien thing that has been a consistent theme in Gambino's videos, and I watched it after reading that theory, and it made perfect sense.
It made ridiculous. Perfect sense. Yeah.
Wait, what is this? I haven't heard of this.
So in one of his earlier videos, because you notice that a couple of his videos are super ridiculous. Like one had the alien shit pop out of his head or whatever. In the video with him and Chance, nothing strange about that video except for one random part where it looks like something bit him in the water.
Yeah.
And like you have to be paying attention to even catch it. But someone made it where they put it like in chronological order.
Yeah.
Where that thing infected him and it's not him anymore, which kind of ties into the music video for whatever Ave. Boulevard, you know what song I'm talking about.
Telegraph Ave.
Or the other video where like he's in that diner and like he keeps going through the loop over and over again, and he keeps replicating, and then at the end it's in the video where he's in the woods and they're all acting very oddly and whatnot. Like all those videos are connected, and I'm like, that kind of makes sense. I didn't even think of that the first time I watched it.
But that's definitely the type of thing that Gambino would do.
Yeah,
and like I love that. Lupe Fiasco actually has been doing pretty solid videos too for a long time.
Yeah.
And the next to it video with him and Ty Dolla $ign, like we talk about the whole thing where you rent women and all this stuff, but the way that they used him in that music video was kind of making fun of people that have done that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the whole point of the song too.
Exactly. The whole point of the song, you put a bad girl next to it, and then everybody cares about it, basically. So.
Yep.
Yeah. But anybody have any final words on this particular topic? Rich, did you want to go in?
Oh no, I'm good. Y'all nailed everything.
All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and get final words for everybody before we shut the show down. First off, I want to say thank you for Mike for being on here. Thanks, Dom. She had to go run a 5K. She had to leave. But I'm
wait. She left to go run a 5K?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What the fuck? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry I left the podcast. I gotta go save the fucking world. Right? Who does that? What the hell is that? God damn. She has my respect, man. Kudos to her.
Word. Joe, final words.
JoeHovisMF.com. I'm finally caught up. I still got like 30 more emails to go through. But I'm finally getting caught up on submissions from when I went on vacation and did absolutely nothing. So check that out, and I'll be doing reviews and interviews and stuff. Oh, Dirty Sprite 2 Friday.
Ridiculous, Joe. Joe is really
what is Dirty Sprite? Like,
you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
All right. Thank you for the warning. Thank you for saving me.
Mike, last words.
Last words. Thanks to everybody for listening, man. I really appreciate all people that support me, all people that support the Koalition, more importantly. Thanks to people supporting good music, regardless of the genre, regardless of whether I like it or not. If you like it, go out there and support the artist, man. It really means a lot to them. And speak with your wallet. I say that to all genres, not just music, just video games, movies, comics, everything. Speak with your wallet, man. If you like something, support it. Otherwise, what are you complaining about? And thanks for you guys for having me, man. This was a fun episode. And yeah, I've been slacking. I need to step my podcast game up. So you'll be seeing me in a lot more podcasts more readily. So the people who hate me, thank you. You feed me. Keep feeding me.
All right, Richard Bailey.
All right, hey, once again, thank you for having me on the show. Thank everybody that has tuned into the show. Another fun episode. I wanted to hear what your boy Blue had to say about some of this stuff, but I guess I'll hear what he has to say the next time. And allow me to close on this note. I would just like to take a moment of silence and give a personal condolences to Tyga.
No, Rich, stop it now.
Wait, hold on.
God.
I also want to give a personal my very personal condolences to Mr. Bill Cosby, and last but certainly not least,
my God.
Last but certainly not least, Mr. Mark Cuban, because y'all all took some L's this week. So, just relax, recover, and come back strong. That's all I got to say.
Well, of those three, it's not 100% confirmed that Ty. I just got to say this because rumors can destroy people, and there's no confirm. It's confirmed.
Yes, it is. Everything is confirmed. That he took some L's. Yeah, that's what's confirmed.
Wait, how is it confirmed? I don't know. I don't listen to dudes' music anyway. I just don't want to, slander the dudes with rumors if they're unfounded. But if they're not unfounded, well, you took that L, I guess. So hey, you got to hold that.
Well, considering the amount of sales he had, and you just say you don't listen to his music, my friend, you're in the majority. A lot of people don't listen to his music. There's that 2200. Is that
2200 was the number I saw earlier this week.
That's good.
But maybe they didn't market the album. I didn't know they came out, honestly. So
hey, Tiger, that's more album sales than I got.
Well, that's the
then
thing.
Again,
that's the thing. It wasn't marketed because it was a surprise album on Spotify.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, we learned that surprise albums don't work for everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of important. Like, who he thought he was Beyonce? Like, that's not gonna work. You don't have droves of women that will buy anything you put out because you exist. You're a dude. That doesn't work for dudes. You gotta market your album, especially as a dude in hip hop. You gotta market your album, put in work. I know.
You know what? Let's be real. His little girlfriend probably bought about half of those albums.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys say that. Don't. That is a. I have. Because I was about to. No, because I was gonna incriminate myself because I forgot. I don't know what the date is. I got to look at the calendar first.
Yeah, calm down. It's too soon.
Yeah,
too
before
soon.
I say the rest of what I'm saying. So, comment redacted, and thank you for stopping by the show, people. And I'll deny everything. I'll deny it. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Don't worry. To wrap things up, I want to thank everybody for listening to the show. I'm sorry about how sporadic the schedule has been. I've had some issues on my end that I'm trying to get replicated, but we're still going to be doing the show every week. Just know that it's going to drop on one of these random ass days. But thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting it. Share it with your friends, your mama, auntie, cousins, and all of them. Hit the I annotation if you're watching this after the live stream. So if you would like to donate to the Koalition.com for all of the incredible articles and opinion pieces and podcasts and videos that we do, hit us with the support. It's always going to be free. This is definitely an option, but we appreciate anything that you can offer so we can keep this stuff going. But we will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.